let's see, shall we try next? What shall we try? True, false, not given, or
I think that we can move on speaking. I need something.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so we literally have 10 minutes. I'm not sure we can do parts 1, 2, and 3. Do you want to jump to part 2?
Yeah, I mean, I want
So
to.
we don't do part 1. Up to you. Up to you.
Part 2. I want to give speak on part 2,
2.
and you can give me feedback.
2 and 3, but we need to do them super fast, okay? I'm skipping
Okay.
part 1, the easy questions, because there's only 10 minutes left.
Okay.
All right, here we go. You have 1 minute to prepare. I'd like you to talk about a job that you would not like to do. Please use pen and paper to take some notes. 1 minute starts now.
Now I want to start.
Okay, if you're ready, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm starting. Well, now I would like to talk about a job actually that I don't like to continue in my career, that is teaching. Actually, I'm seeing the teaching profession from my childhood when I started my education in elementary school. I found out that teaching was a very much tedious thing for me. Because there is needed lots of skills, I mean, which one should be should be captured, like endurance, persuasion, as well as to know the mentality of the students. I think that endurance is the most important skill which teacher should carry, because if any teacher cannot understand or cannot keep patience to calm down the class, then they cannot be a good teacher, and they cannot reach to the every students very closely, and they cannot deliver their lecture effectively. So in these cases, I always scared to choose this profession, because I feel that I don't have such a such a expensive, I would say, expensive or valuable skill I don't carry. I am a person who always feel very much interested to work with creativity, as well as to think freely. That's why I don't think that teaching would just don't switch with me, does not switch with me.
All right, 1 minute, 50 seconds. That's fine. Your timing is good. There was no repetition of ideas. You were on track. You knew where you were going with your answer. No hesitation, which was good. There was a few maybe minor grammar mistakes and some vocabulary problems there, inappropriate choices. So where you said, this is now grammar. It says, talk about a job you would not like to do. And then you're talking about your actual job, because would not, this is hypothetically speaking. So I would expect you talking about a hypothetical job, not something real. But in your case, because it's real, then you started your answer by saying, I would like to tell you a job which I don't like to continue. I don't like to continue is not the correct grammar. You should say, I wouldn't want to continue. I am actually a teacher. This is the job, but I wouldn't want to continue being a teacher because I'll tell you why. So the wrong grammar, you need to be demonstrating here second conditional, right? Yeah. I wouldn't want to do this job if I had to for the rest of my life. So pay attention to the grammar of the question, because that kind of tips you off what will be the grammar in my answer. Okay. Then you said teaching is a very much tedious thing. Okay, teaching is not a thing, right? So the duties are maybe demanding. It's a very demanding job, tedious, demanding, time consuming. It requires a lot of your personal time outside of working hours. So it doesn't stop at 6 o'clock. You go home, and I would expect some elaboration there. You go home and you prepare for the following day. So it's very challenging and very maybe overwhelming, right? That kind of thing. Very much tedious thing is not the best. Like, it's not a thing, it's not an object.
Okay.
Because there's lots of things that should be captured. And then you say, for example, endurance. That also wasn't, I understand your idea, but this is not like proper English. There are lots of things that should be captured. No, it's very demanding. It requires a lot. It requires a lot from a person. First of all, and then you said endurance. When you say endurance, I'm automatically thinking of athletes. Exactly our reading task. Athletes need to have endurance because they run, or they use their body. This is what endurance means. When you think of a teacher, that's not the word you would use. Maybe I would say patience, right? It requres a lot of patience, a lot of long working hours, dedication. Yeah. Yeah, but not endurance, because they're not athletes. Yes.
Okay.
And then you said, this is why I always scare to chose, always, and then to chose, past tense, this profession.
Okay.
So this was a very broken sentence. Why always? You only chose it once. Do you always choose it, like every day? Do you choose it every day? Why is always there? Frequency adverb, right? Why is chose in the past? And why do you scare? Do you say I scare, or do you say I am scared? I am scared, right?
Yeah.
That's the correct use of scared. I am scared. But are you actually like scared, or are you maybe saying something else, like, I don't think, because I'm a teacher and it's very demanding, I don't think I made a good choice.
Okay.
Right? But are you actually like frightened, like scared? Maybe not the best word choice. Okay. So we see from this. So you need to use more appropriate words for the context, more precise vocabulary. Okay. Alrighty, you would be surprised how many people say teacher for this question task. Right, so in part 3, you will be asked something on this topic. We've been talking about a job you would not like to do, and I'd like to ask you some more general questions on this topic now. Let's talk about jobs. What jobs are most popular these days with young people?
Well, I think that in our country's perspectives, finance-related or banking sector job is most demanding, because their offering perks and benefits is lucrative, and also these kinds of job people usually can manage by just completing their BBA or MBA. That's why these kinds of job is available in our country.
Okay, good. No problem there. It doesn't have to be about your country, young people in general, right? And because it's what jobs, there isn't one correct answer. You said jobs in finance-related jobs, but you can give a list of 3. So young people these days are interested in finance, technology, IT-related jobs, or even social media, and maybe one more if you can. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, because it's this kind of question. There isn't a single correct answer.
Okay.
Then next, how important is a qualification to get a job?
Well, I think that qualification is the most important one, or the just eligibility criteria. If anyone don't have the qualification like graduation or post-graduation, there is some post-service sector in our country, they cannot eligible to apply. So in this case, qualification is most important thing. And I think that experiments or skilled is also are also important for getting a good job or getting promotion in their career. But to find or to entry in a new job, the qualification is the most important one.
Okay, so I'll tell you what the problem honest very quickly because we don't have time. This kind of answer goes round in circles, starts with something, explains the obvious, right? What a qualification is. It means you have graduated and you've been to university, and without it, then it is important, blah, blah, blah. Goes around in circles saying experience is also important, but qualification is most important, repeating the same thing as in the start. So there was repetition, that's a circular answer, and it's boring because it states the obvious. The qualification means that you have a certificate or a diploma from a university. Now, avoid educating the listener. Everybody knows what a qualification means.
Okay.
This is an empty answer. Don't tell me what qualification is. Tell me why it is important.
Okay.
So I would expect something like, how important is it? It depends.
Okay.
If you decide to become an actor or a hairdresser or a singer, musician, you have a talent. Who cares if you have a piece of paper, if you're talented, right? Or if you want to be a hairdresser, why do you need to go to university for 4 years? Or a chef? Maybe you have a talent for cooking. But depending on the job, if you decide to become a medical doctor or a scientist, of course, you need to get a degree at university, because nobody would allow you to walk into a hospital and cut up people and perform a surgery, right? So then it is important to have that theoretical foundation, which is then followed by practical experience before you can start doing the job. Same for lawyers and lots of other professions. So I think it depends on your chosen field. This is now an argument why you need one and when you don't need one, rather than telling me a qualification is important. So basically you're repeating the question. If my question is, how important is it to have a qualification? And you're telling me it is important to have a qualification because that means you've been certified, you haven't graduated. Experience is also important, repetition of important second time, but a qualification is the most important thing. Repeating the first sentence third time important. And I'm thinking lack of vocabulary, circular answer, not good.
Idea, lack of idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, yes. There needs to be an actual point you're making there with examples. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Cool. We'll have to stop here, but we did as much as we can. 45 minutes, you know, it's limited time, but we still did as much as we can. I hope you found it useful.